The Wisdom of Confucius and Yan Hui. Yan Hui is Confucius' favorite student who loves to learn. His nature is good. One day when Yan Hui was on duty, he saw a cloth shop being surrounded by many people. He approached and found a cloth buyer and seller arguing. The buyer shouted, 3 times 8 equals 23, why did you say 24? Yan Hui approached the cloth buyer and said, friend, 3 times 8 equals 24, there's no need to argue. The cloth buyer was not happy, then pointed at Yan Hui's nose and said, who asked for your opinion? Even if you want an opinion, you have to ask Confucius. Right or wrong, Confucius has the right to say. Yan Hui, if Confucius says you are wrong, how about it? Cloth buyer, if Confucius says I'm wrong, I cut off my head for you. If you're in the wrong, what then? Yan Hui, if I'm in the wrong, my title is for you. The two agreed to make a bet, then went to find Confucius. After Confucius knew what the problem was, Confucius said to Yan Hui with a laugh, 3 times 8 equals 23. Yan Hui, you lost. Give your position to him. Forever Yan Hui would not argue with his teacher. When he heard Confucius say he was wrong, he took down his hat and gave it to the cloth buyer. That person took Yan Hui's hat and left satisfied. Although Yan Hui accepted Confucius' judgment, his heart did not agree. He felt Confucius was old and senile, so he did not want to learn from him anymore. Yan Hui asked for leave on the grounds of family matters. Confucius knew Yan Hui's heart and gave him leave. Before leaving, Yan Hui said goodbye and Confucius asked him to hurry back after his business was finished, and gave Yan Hui 2 pieces of advice. When it rains a lot, don't take shelter under a tree. And don't kill. Yan Hui replied, all right, then left for home. On the way there was a sudden strong wind accompanied by lightning. It looked like it was about to rain heavily. Yan Hui wanted to take shelter under a tree but suddenly remembered Confucius' advice and thought to himself once again. He left the tree. It wasn't long before he left, lightning struck and the tree shattered.
Yan Hui was surprised. His first teacher's advice had been proven. Will I kill people? Yan Hui arrived at his house late at night and did not want to disturb his wife's sleep. He used his sword to open his room. Arriving in front of the bed, he felt and found there was one on the left side of the bed and another on the right. He was furious, and wanted to draw his sword. When he was about to stab his sword, he remembered Confucius' advice, don't kill. He then lit a candle and it turned out that the one sleeping beside his wife was his wife's sister. The next day, Yan Hui returned to Confucius, knelt down and said, Teacher, how did the teacher know what was going to happen? Confucius said, yesterday it was very hot, it is expected that it will descend thunderstorms, that's why the teacher reminds you not to take shelter under a tree. Yesterday you went out in anger and brought a sword, so the teacher warned you not to kill. Yan Hui said, Teacher, your estimation is great, students are very impressed. Confucius replied, I know you asked for leave not because of family matters. You don't want to learn from me anymore. Try it, you think. Yesterday the teacher said 3 times 8 equals 23 is true, you lose and lose your position. But if the teacher says 3 times 8 equals 24 is true, the cloth buyer will lose and that means one life will be lost. Do you think your position is more important or losing one life is more important? Yan Hui realized his mistake and said, teachers are more important. Students think teachers are old and senile. Disciples are really embarrassed. Since then, wherever Confucius went, Yan Hui always followed him. This story reminds us, even if I bet and win the whole world, but I lose you, what's the point? In other words, you bet to win what you think is right, but lose something even more important. Many things have a degree of importance. Don't bet so hard on the principle of truth, but end up regretting it. It's too late. A lot of things don't really need to be at stake. Take a step back. In fact, what is obtained is good for everyone.